Okay, let's factorize the other questions. There are two terms, 15 and positive 20y. So you break it down, you have 1 times 15. So run through your times table. You have 3 times 5. Okay, no other combinations. The other term, you have 1 times 20y, right? And you can also have 20 times y. So it's like 20y is actually, there's a hidden times in the middle. So you break it down like that. So besides 1 as a common factor, you need to search for another common factor that's high. Okay, 20y, it seems like there's no common factor. 3 is not available here and all. So maybe we have not broken down this 20y further. Now in the times table, 20 is made up of 4 times 5. So you put the y at the 5. That's possible. Another way is you have 4y times 5. That's also possible. So you shift the y around. So then you check for the highest common factor. So 3 and 15, they're not common factor between the two terms. 4 is also not a common factor. 20 and y is not a common factor, right? The only common factor you have is, the largest one is the number 5. So we have identified the common factor between the two terms. So 15 plus 20y, okay, is, if you have to factorize it, you take out the 5, and what's left after you take out the 5 is 3. And then the second term, after you take out the 5, you have 4y left. So you follow the question, it's a positive, so it's positive 4y. And you check between 3 and 4y, there's no common factor, so this will be the final answer. Okay, let's try this question. Mn minus Kn, so it's two terms again. So what is the breakdown? You have 1 times Mn, but not a very meaningful breakdown. Another one, you can have m times n, right? M times n is the same as n times m. The other term, you have 1 times negative Kn. Now bring the negative sign along, right? You can also have negative 1 times Kn. Okay, other than that, you can also have k times n, but remember this is a negative term, so you can park the negative sign here with the n, or you can park the negative sign with the k times n, right? And then you check which is the common factor, the highest or the most common factor here. M is not a common factor, there's no m here, but we do have n. Okay, n is a common factor in this breakdown. We have also another n as a common factor here in this breakdown. So if you factorize it, if you take out n, you're left with m. And if you take out n here, you're left with a negative k. And then we close the bracket. Check any common factor between the two terms. None. M and k, nothing. So you're done.